Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Today's chapter is regarding forbearance, kindness, and being patient and soft. Aisha radiallahu anha, she narrates from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who said, "Inna Allaha rafiqun yuhibbur rifqa fil amri kulli." This is the first narration. That verily Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is forbearing, He is kind, and He loves, kindness in every amr, in every situation, in every action, in everything. Right, this is the general narration. Then we look at the next one. Similar words by the same Sahabiya Aisha radiallahu anha, who says, "Inna Allah rafiqun yuhibbur rifq." Right, the same line. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is kind, He is forbearing, and He loves kindness, He loves forbearance. وَيُؤْتِي عَلَى الرِّفْقِ مَا لَا يُؤْتِي عَلَى الْأُنْفِ. And the reaction, the reward, the return on what you will get from forbearance, from kindness, He will not give that same return and that same reward or that same reaction from harshness. And I will add in, there's basically like 4 short ones, so I'm just putting them all together. This one's also by Aisha radiallahu anha. 3 short ones. This is the third one. Aisha radiallahu anha, over here it just says one line, but I'll give you the story behind it. So I believe it was Aisha radiallahu anha or another Sahabiya or Sahabi who was on a camel. And the camel was kind of acting up and they weren't able to get it in control. So they started hitting the camel. Right? So when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam saw this, he said, choose kindness. Be forbearing. Why? إِنَّ الرِّفْقَ لَا يَكُونُ فِي شَيْءٍ إِلَّا زَانَهُ وَلَا يُنْزَعُ مِنْ شَيْءٍ إِلَّا شَانَهُ. That if you choose forbearance, if you are kind, anything that has kindness in it, that kindness adorns that action. It beautifies that action. And when you take out the kindness, whenever you have a situation, you have 2 options of how to react, how to treat a person, how to do anything, whether it be a simple action or something so severe like when it comes to for example a debate or an argument or some issue comes up and our anger starts boiling, right? In these situations we have different ways to react. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is saying, if you choose forbearance, if you choose kindness, that whole situation will become adorned and beautified. But if you don't, then that situation will become a disgrace. Right? When, for example, in this case right here, right, where the camel was being treated, right, the camel would react however it wanted to. And sometimes the animals are stubborn, right? It will react however it wanted to, whether you beat it or you don't beat it. But you, in that process of beating the camel, may end up going overboard and may end up disgracing yourself, may end up going, doing something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not like. But if you choose compassion, then whether you get that reaction or not, you already safeguarded yourself. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's eyes, He is rafiq, He loves rifq. Right? So you see the outcome, that may not change or it may change. It's how we react in the time before the outcome. That's what matters. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to see. Whenever any situation comes about, how are we going to react to it? How are we going to take that situation or that test, and what are we going to do with it? This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to see. That is the whole test. So if we keep this in mind, that in any situation we choose compassion, and this was the Prophet ﷺ's way across the board. We see throughout his life that he never took, and we'll probably cover that hadith tomorrow, but he never took revenge against anyone. He always chose the kind route. He always chose the route of compassion, of forbearance, of patience, and we see the example and the effect of that example. We see what changes he made throughout his life for the whole society, for the entire world. All of that was because of his kindness. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us rifq. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us forbearance and patience. Ameen wa akhir da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. اللهم أنت السلام ومنك السلام وتباركت ذا الجلال والإكرام. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. اللهم أجرنا من النار. اللهم أجرنا من خزي الدنيا وعذاب الآخرة. اللهم إنا نسألك رضاك والجنة ونعوذ بك من سخطك وغضبك والنار. اللهم آت نفوسنا تقواها وزكها أنت خير من زكاها أنت وليها ومولاها. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين وأذل الشرك والمشركين ودمر أعداءك أعداء الدين. اللهم انصر المسلمين في كل مكان. اللهم انصر المسلمين في فلسطين. اللهم انصر المسلمين في فلسطين. اللهم حرر المسجد الأقصى. اللهم حرر المسجد الأقصى. اللهم حرر المسجد الأقصى. اللهم إنا نسألك من خير ما سألك منه نبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، ونعوذ بك من شر ما استعاذ منه نبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وأنت المستعان وعليك البلاغ، ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.